Welcome to Sandwiches of History. Today is another International Sandwich Sunday. Today we're going to be traveling to Malta. I mean, not traveling to Malta, but we're going to be doing a Maltese sandwich, particularly the Maltese Ftira Sandwich. Now the sandwich gets its name from the bread, Ftira. But in order to make this bread, since there's no Maltese bakery near me, I got to make it, which means we got to go back to yesterday. Barry? Thanks, Future Barry. Yep, today we got to make our starter for the Ftira. So let's get cracking. We start off with a cup of flour and add in 1/8 of a teaspoon of yeast. Give that a little mixy mix. Then we add in a 1/2 cup of water. Give this a nice mix, get it all put together, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it sit overnight. Okay, it's the next day. Our starter is risen, so now we add dough, 2 cups, 1/2 teaspoon of yeast, and we add a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a cup of tepid or lukewarm water, and 1/4 of a cup of milk. And we stir that around to get a dough going. Okay, now we cover that with plastic wrap and a towel and let it sit for 30 minutes or until doubled. It is smelling quite bready. Okay, it's been a 1/2 hour. We dust with a little bit more flour. And we go around the edges and just sort of pull the dough back a little bit. Okay, now we grab it and stretch it over. Now we cover it with plastic wrap again and let it sit another 30 minutes. Okay, now we do the same thing again. Dust it with some flour. Go around the outside, just like a buffalo gal. Pull over. And then another 1/2 hour. Now we flour a peel, or breadboard, whatever you got. We have a pizza peel, so I'm using it. And we have our dough. Flour it again. Get it onto the board, hopefully in one piece. A little more flour on top, and we create our hole. Try to create our hole. And we cover that up for another 1/2 hour. Okay, now we kind of reestablish the hole in the middle. Take a scraper, go around, make sure it's loose so that we can slide it off. Now into our oven on the baking stone. And we bake it from 22 to 25 minutes. There we go. I was supposed to spray it with water before I put it in, but I forgot. But it still turned out pretty good, I think. And yeah, just gotta let it cool now. Okay, time to make our Ftira sandwich filling. Start off with flaked tuna from oil-packed tuna in a can. Add in cannellini beans, chopped capers, chopped olives, red onion, some chopped basil, and some chopped mint. So the recipe calls for Maltese peppered cheeselet, but of course I don't have that. It said I could substitute black pepper feta, so here we go. Typically what they do is they cut this whole thing in half, make sandwiches from them. I'm one man, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a section. Alright, let's see how we did. Hey! Not bad! Now it says to spread the bread with conserva, which is a Maltese ingredient, but I can't use that, so it says I could use tomato paste. And we drizzle that with olive oil and season with some salt. And then we put our filling in. Okay, let's give this Maltese Ftira sandwich a go. That's really interesting with the tomato paste and the mint. Wow. Alright, so that's a tasty sandwich right there. I mean, you got all kinds of things going on. Tomato paste, a little bit of sweetness from the tomatoes, nice bite from the capers, the black olives are a good touch, the tuna, and then you've got mint and basil, which is a complete surprise, and it's actually delightful. I'm not a big mint fan, but it works. I like it. So I'm not going to plus this up. I am going to give it about a 9.5 though, not a 10. The reason it doesn't get a 10 because I think the bread to filling ratio is off. I think if we took out some of the inner bread and left more room for filling, the ratio would be better, or we could wrap it in plastic and wait it overnight, like the Pan Bagnat, and have it compressed down and be better. But it's a delicious sandwich. I am going to finish that, and clearly I'm going to have more. See you tomorrow.